PFC 11, knockout kidney disease. We're here in London, Ontario, and I'm joined by a victorious main eventer. I've got TJ Laramie on the show. How's it going, man?
Good, man. How about yourself?
Oh, I'm doing great. It's been a little while of us doing interviews on the phone, so kind of good to get an in-person interview under our belt, eh?
Yeah, for sure, man. It's been a while.
And I'm wondering how everything felt out there. Like, were there any surprises that Paris Stanford brought to the table at all, or was it kind of just everything you expected going in, sort of deal?
I knew he was going to be good on the ground, but I thought I'd have a little bit better of a time passing his guard and stuff like that. But he was really good with guard retention and getting back to his feet in the transition, right? So like in the middle of the transition is the best time for someone to create a scramble, and he was on it every single time.
And how does it feel to win back-to-back PFC main events? I mean, you got that James Dunn victory and, representing here tonight. Are they altogether different experiences? Does each fight inform the next to a degree? How do you think of it like that?
Well, at this point, this is my 5th main event in a row. So I had 3 with TKO. This is my 2nd with PFC. So at this point, it's pretty routine for me to be main event. But, yeah, man, it's good. It definitely was a difference between TKO and PFC. PFC, it was just it's like TKO is my home, now PFC is my home, so I just get a little bit of adjustment, and I feel great inside the PFC cage now.
And I imagine the immediate next goal would be to maybe take a fight with PFC, because I think we talked about before, you don't want to necessarily get locked in those multi-fight kind of deals with a promotion like TKO, for instance. So is that kind of next sort of thing? Yeah,
we'll see what's next. I think the best thing for me to do right now is just relax and really just focus on right now, and then. Yeah, so we'll figure out what's next after. You know what I mean? I need some time to stop and enjoy what I've accomplished in the last few months.
Yeah, we're always obsessed with the next step, eh? We can't just satisfy or revel in the moment and be satisfied with that,
I'm not saying I'm exactly satisfied with everything I've done. I definitely wasn't satisfied with my performance entirely tonight. I thought I could have been a little more exciting, press the action a little more, just because I know what I'm capable of. So that was a little disappointing for me, but other than that, I got what's important. I got the win, and so we'll just focus on the right now, and then I'm sure another fight will come up sooner than later.
Yeah, more so just meant through individuals' kind of respective endeavors. It's kind of like you do one thing good, and then it's like, oh, well, what's the next thing? I even find myself doing that in my own media endeavors.
Yeah, you know what I mean, but that's what creates a successful person. That's a successful personality. What's next? You know what I mean? I'm not going to dwell on this win and pretend maybe this is it, or I'm the best because I just won at PFC main event, you know what I mean? Not to knock PFC, but this is not the end of the road. This is not even the beginning of where I want to be, you know what I mean? So at the end of the day, it's just a stepping stone.
Yeah, it's a step in the book sort of thing. I mean, you debuted in Pancrase, you've got the TKO featherweight title under your belt. You seem like a very goal-oriented guy. Is there anything you have as a next goal you'd like to manifest into reality, or nothing specific necessarily?
Of course, obviously the main goal is to be the best in the world, and then thanks, man. The main goal is to be the best in the world, and the first step of that is getting into the UFC. So I'm not saying I'm ready. I'm not saying I'm not. It's their choice at the end of the day. All I got to do is keep winning and beating the people they put in front of me.
Yeah, and your brother Tony got a big victory tonight. We've kind of talked in past about the, mindset of fighting on the same night as your brother. It doesn't really play as much into your mindset, but is there any kind of momentum you feel, residual inspiration, anything like that when you see your brother win in that kind of fashion?
Not at all. The only thing it really factors in is our training regimens and how we're able to do that. We took off to Vegas together, so that was great. And just in that aspect, when it comes to him winning or losing, I'm able to separate those emotions. I'm pretty good at separating my emotions from actual fight time, the cage, to outside life.
Yeah, and you mentioned time in Vegas. I also noticed you were at Michigan Top Team for a meaningful period of time. Who are the main guys you were sparring with? It seems like Cody Stamen is a guy you were getting work in with. So
Stamen wasn't really a main training sparring partner, I should say, but I was training at Extreme Couture a lot in Vegas. Cody was just kind of my roommate. He's my buddy who I was staying with at the time, you know what I mean? He helped me train, drill, all that stuff. So at Michigan Top Team, I was training a lot with Darren and Jason. Jason Fisher was an amazing training partner for this fight. I got a couple rounds in with him. So, Michigan Top Team is definitely a place I like to stay and go to when I'm here in the Windsor area and the Michigan area. And then I plan on going to Vegas a lot more in the future.
And I've also noticed you had some dialogue with Iridium, which is one of the bigger sports management representation groups. Nothing seemed to be official last I was checking in, but has anything changed with that, or not so much?
Nothing official with them. Definitely in talks and interested to hear what people have to offer. And if it's in my best interest, we'll figure it out. But for now, I'm happy with what I got and the team I have right now.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, your opponent in LFA and Combate veteran, significant finishing rate in their own regard. Like, what were your thoughts like heading into this bout in terms of like what you thought about Paris Stanford as a martial artist?
Well, Paris' only loss was a split decision, which I didn't really get to see that fight. But I'm sure it was a close fight. Obviously, if it was a split decision. But yeah, Paris he put up a great fight, and yeah, man, he's a black belt, and he showed his skill and his experience tonight. Are you going back to the hotel or what?
No, I live here. Are you going out?
We're going to the Quality Inn where we're staying.
What,
I think
are you
everybody's
out?
going. Oh, I'll probably go out. Yeah.
Call me. You
All
have my
right.
number?
I got you on Snap.
Take my phone number.
All right. Sorry, man.
We got some after party plans happening in real time here. This is- Stop using your phone and for all those girls slid in the DMs with the wedding applications there.
Yeah, it's been a while since that happened. Slowed down a little bit on that.
But yeah, it looks like you got a lot of plans tonight and everything like that. Don't want to keep you any longer, man, but is there anything you want to sort of add as a parting thought as we're wrapping up here, TJ?
No, man, just tune in to Dylan Bowker. He's got some great interviews, and yeah.
That's a dope shout out, man. PFC 11, knocking out kidney disease, London, Ontario, posted up in another big victory for TJ Laramie. Thanks again, man.
Thanks, man. I appreciate it.